What's up, guys? I wanted to show you a clip today that I saw, and before I show it to you, I just want to say, this wasn't meant to call out truck stop in any way. I'm just using this clip as an example, and hopefully get the knowledge of the rules out there a little bit better. So here we'll run the clip. This is the finals of Colorado Cup. Truck stops in white, double wides in blue here. And as you can see here, pass goes up the sideline. The guy makes a great catch, but the observer rules him out, and he spikes the disc down, which basically tacos the disc. From this angle, actually, it does look like he keeps his foot down, so obviously he was upset by the call. But, tacoing the disc shouldn't be allowed. So now what we're going to look at is basically what call should have been made based on the rules, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the rules and what I think about them. So this is actually in the section 6 of the Observer Manual, pages 24 and 25, and it's talking about player misconduct. And I'm just going to read it off here so you guys can get an idea. So we're going to talk about the team misconduct foul, also known as a TMF. It can be accessed against any team for unsportsmanlike conduct by one of its players, such as deliberate fouling, dangerous play, taunting, fighting, swearing, repeated marking fouls, or unwarranted calls and or contests. So I want to talk about this first before we go and talk about the play. If my facts are straight, the TMF actually was implemented in 2007 after we won the national championship in 2006. And I think it was implemented basically because the way that we played the game was completely different than any team before. We were very aggressive, fouling on the mark a lot, maybe excessive double teaming, stuff like that. And so this was put in place to kind of make sure that teams weren't allowed to do that anymore. And I think it's a great rule. Basically how it works is the first 2 TMFs don't mean anything. Okay, if your team gets 2 TMFs, it doesn't mean anything. However, the 3rd TMF causes a misconduct penalty. And basically what happens is if you're on defense and you get a misconduct penalty, the disc is put into play on the center line, either at the brick mark closest to the end zone that the team is defending or at the point of possession, whichever is closest to the end zone. So if you're on D and you get your 3rd TMF, say like too much fouling on the mark, the disc moves all the way up basically to the brick right next to the end zone that you're defending. Or if it's closer than that, it just stays there. If the misconduct penalty is issued on offense, what happens is it moves back to the reverse brick. But in 2010, the national championship, this happened to us. There was a turnover. I ran up to the disc to try to get a fast break going. The disc was probably 20 yards out from the end zone we were trying to score. I run up. I felt like the guy was standing right over the disc, so as soon as I picked up the disc, I felt contact, so I called foul. The observer came in, ruled that it was an excessive call. There really wasn't a foul there. So instead of having the disc 20 yards out, we got our 3rd TMF and we got moved all the way back to our reverse brick. There's also a player misconduct foul, which is also called a PMF, and this is basically one step above the TMF. Now there isn't anything in particular where it says this is what a PMF is, this is what a TMF is. However, it is at the observer's discretion, okay? And it's basically anything over the top. And they classify that as basically pattern of such behavior. So if you're continually fouling on the mark and they're giving TMFs and you keep doing it, then a PMF can be issued. A PMF is a formal warning for unacceptable behavior and puts the player on notice that any further actions will result in ejection from a game. So 1 PMF doesn't mean anything. 2 PMFs in one game ejects that player from the game, the rest of the game. If it happens in the second half, so if you get your 2nd PMF in the second half of the game, you're ejected from that half as well as the first half of the next game you play in. So it is a serious offense. Also, it says that a player who receives 3 PMFs in a whole tournament is suspended for the remainder of that tournament. So 2 TMFs, you get ejected. 3 TMFs, you're done for the whole tournament. We're going to talk about the clip now. That's where I think that kind of comes into play. Because not only does he spike the disc and kind of make a stoppage of the play, he also ended up, affecting the disc. Okay, the disc was tacoed after that; it was bent and made, our chances of scoring more difficult because of that. So I think a PMF should have been issued right there. However, nothing at the time was issued. I'm not sure if later in the game he issued a PMF, but I don't know. It's just it's an interesting aspect, and I was curious as what you guys think about the PMF and TMF rules. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I learned a lot actually by researching and looking up the rules and getting a better understanding of what is a PMF, what is a TMF. And I hope I gave you guys some knowledge that you didn't know. If you have any other questions though, leave it in the comment section. Let me know. And if I don't know it right away, I'll do the research and I'll make sure I give an answer for you guys. And but I really do like the way our sport is evolving. You know, we're giving more power to the observers. And one day I do think that Ultimate Frisbee will have referees. And that's just going to make the players play harder and play better. For me, going out on the field and not having to worry about my own calls, not have to worry about whether or not I was inbounds and what the stall count, all those things. And I can just play and have a ref come in, make a call, and then let's get going again. It'll decrease stoppages, which is really good for the fans. And also having a referee out there, I think will really help kind of make our sport a little more legitimate. And I know a lot of people don't want to have referees because spirit of the game. And I'm going to do a video shortly here about what I think spirit of the game is and if I think it's important and all that stuff, and hopefully you guys check that out. But I think it's going the right way, and I like the way the sport is evolving. So let me know what you guys think about this video. Leave comments, like, favorite this video if you enjoyed it, and until next time.